enlighten. Welcome to the Good Info Cafe, where multiple intelligences meet each day. And on any given day, somebody with one or more of these intelligences comes to this channel. So we meet, and you can interact through the comments, giving a thumbs up, and giving a view. So welcome. Today, I have my notes over here to keep me focused. It's lesson number 4 about information, and the subject is mis and disinformation. So today I'm going to define mis and disinformation, misinformation and disinformation. So see if you can guess what the definition is before I tell you the definition of misinformation and disinformation. They're both bad. The twins of mis and disinformation. I have twins and they're awesome daughters. And then mis and dis are bad twins. All right. So, and then I'm going to give a grade to Justin Trudeau from Canada, because he said something that I'm going to give a grade on, and it's going to be about moral, ethical intelligence. So I've broken up multiple intelligences into 10 categories. Originally, Howard Gardner from Harvard in the 70s or 80s, broke it up into 7, but he said that there's other ways of breaking it up. So more than 10 seems like it would start to diffuse, or would start to dissipate, whatever the word is. It would start to be too much. So I'm going to keep it 10 or under. Also, my book, which talks about mis and disinformation, and I'm just blocking that just as partly for privacy at this point, but you all know who I am. And I'm the co-writer of this book, and you can find it. You can find this book online with a keyword search of Action Literacy Zurkowsky. So I co-wrote it with Paul Zurkowsky, who coined the phrase information literacy back in 1974. So you can find this book. It's got a lot of very important information for the information age, and during this, during this time with the election, with so much the U.S. presidential 2020 election, so much misinformation and disinformation. All right, so have you thought about it? What the definition of misinformation? So the definition of misinformation is passing on bad information, harmful information, without checking first. So if you don't check the information, but it's good and it's not harmful, then that's okay. You can do misinformation without checking. If it ends up being good, you got lucky. But when you pass on bad, harmful information and you didn't check, that's misinformation. So then disinformation is when you pass on bad, harmful information on purpose. It's also known as a lie. So the misinformation is a mistake, but you still are responsible for passing on something you weren't sure. Oh, I heard a rumor, and then you say it. You did say rumor, but you're still saying it. You shouldn't say it until you check it or qualify it. I don't know if this is true, but if you just say it, that's misinformation. Disinformation is a lie. You do it on purpose, and there's small amount of times when God is okay with disinformation and misinformation. I'm not sure about misinformation, but disinformation. If the Nazis, and I explained this before, if the Nazis say, do you have any Jews on your boat? And I think it was the Danish fisherman said no. And they did have Jews, so they lied. It was disinformation, but it was saving the innocent. So when you lie to save the innocent, it's okay. God's like, yeah. And I'm not sure if there's any good misinformation, because that's bad information, harmful information passed on without checking first. So get that. So yeah, my teacher, this is my urban teacher, professor hat, got my glasses. They're trifocals. So sometimes I'm blind if I'm not looking through the right part of the trifocals. So it happens a lot. and my little scarf and my, in my mock turtleneck. All right, so here at the Good Info Cafe, we serve good information at the Good Info Cafe, and nothing gold ever stays. All right, so that's from the outsider. All right, so now I'm going to give the grade. I guess before I give the grade, I want to talk about, because the geopolitics is becoming more and more in the on the radar of people around the world. And people around the world are waking up to misinformation and disinformation. And with the internet, you can check things. And yes, on the internet it has everything from misinformation, disinformation to good, reliable information. So you, as the person, has to know how to get good, reliable information, which is this system here. And that's my world map that might be falling, just like the world is falling. So I'm going to see if I can keep it from falling. But there you go. Misinformation, disinformation. This is how you get good, reliable information. You check the accuracy. The double A to the double C to the double R equals value. Accuracy, authentic if it's fiction, reaching an audience if it's authentic. Access, context, clear, relevant, refined, gets you to value, and there's many other concepts too. But this is how you get good, reliable information. So I'm looking at the time, so I got to get going here. So that might fall, I might not. Look at that. That's staying there. Okay, so because of the politics, I'm a registered independent. Where is my politics? I was a registered Democrat, then an independent, then a registered Republican, then back to independent, and none of them suited me. But my politics are wherever I believe Jesus would be. Whatever he would do when he's here in the flesh, that's what my politics is. And like I said, I'm a registered independent, and I think it's time to start an independent party, because the establishment Republicans are not doing their part, and the establishment Democrats not doing their part. They really come together, and we the people, whether you're on the left or the right, suffer. So when the gods fight, we the people suffer. So time for a third party that's inclusive of black, white, Asian, Hispanic, gay, straight, trans, all kinds of people who are pursuing the truth. And that's the main thing. I can think of some other things. We'll get more to that later. But I want to call it the As It Is In party. The As It Is In. As it is in. On earth as it is in heaven. So it's called the As It Is In party. We're starting it right now. Ready to join me? All right. So my grade for Justin Trudeau, who has a big responsibility given to him by the people in Canada, temporal power. And he gets a failing grade for something he said the other day, and it's like a 20%. I mean, you fail if you're under 60% on my grading scale, and he gets like a 20% because he said with this with the COVID, which doesn't matter where you are on the COVID, it is a virus. People do get sick. And so bringing out all the people who have died from COVID, and the latest was only 6% are COVID only, which is good news, and it's 99% survival rate. But still, with the comorbidity, it really hurts. And I have diabetes and celiac. I don't think that's one, but I have diabetes. But knowing who God is, I'm not afraid of death like other people are. But anyway, he said, even though I got to go fast, all the deaths or whatever, if you're going with more, all the people who are afraid of it and the fear, the way it's really hurt the world, and more people dying, millions dying from the shutdown of the economies, from the lockdown, much more than from COVID. So the whole thing together has caused major problems. One is the human response to it that's caused major problems, and then the virus itself with the comorbidity. However, Justin Trudeau, without saying anything about those people, he said, this pandemic has provided an opportunity. So it's an opportunity, even though it's been massively hurt the world. And so he gets a failing grade for moral and ethical intelligence. And the time is getting up, so you're awesome. And that's it for lesson 4.